Hey everybody, Buzz Miller here, Wannabe Studios. We are here with a very special guest today. This is
Quinn Anderson.
Quinn Anderson. We just call him the Mighty Quinn. I was actually thinking about it just a couple of days ago. Quinn has been in here recording drums. He has been in here recording bass. He has been in here recording guitar. And he has been in here recording vocals. He's a studio musician here up in North Peoria. So if you're in the area, I'm sure you've heard of him or seen him. If not, he may turn up on some recordings that I churn out. You never know. This guy's been recording here for quite a while. He pulled this, I think this is a Satchel model. Is that a Satchel signature model? He pulled that off the wall and thinks he can play it.
Yeah, no, this is the John Petrucci signature Ibanez from, I think it was the mid-late 90s.
That is issue number 1. So yeah, he pulls it off the wall because he just pulls whatever he thinks is the nicest off the wall, and so that's what he pulled off the wall today. So today we're going to talk about something. The music industry sucks. Why? A lot of reasons. First of all, we can't find new music on the radio. In the 80s, every time you turned on the radio, there was new music. There was somebody new out. Even the early 90s. Every week there was a new band with a new video and pushing good music. Now, I go a week and I've never heard anything new. Part of that's just the problem with Phoenix radio. Some satellite radio. You know, if you wanted to go to Sirius XM kind of stuff, I can't because the quality is so bad, I can't listen to it. I sit and listen to the of the cymbals because they use such high compression on a lot of their songs. It's terrible. I can't listen to it because the sound quality is so bad. So I'm stuck listening to HD, which means I don't get any new music. So today, we're not going to teach you about guitar licks. We're not going to teach you about your tone. We're not going to teach you about amp setup. We're not going to teach you about guitars. We're going to teach you about nothing. We're going to tell you about some new bands because you're probably not going to hear of them. We're going to tell you about them because we, as musicians, as guitarists, as bass players, we need to find out what's really out there. What's the new band to follow? So I'm going to start off, and I'm going to start off with gateway metal. What is gateway metal? This is metal that is so well done, that has such good hooks and such good melodies and such good playing that you can give it to anybody and they become fans of metal. It's the gateway to metal. I actually gave this CD to somebody whose favorite band is Mumford & Sons. And they're like, oh my gosh, who is this? This is great. This is Hive Mind. Hyvmine, I believe. Am I right?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, I think
Hive Mind.
Hyvmine, Hive Mind. This is the brainchild of Al Joseph. Get this disc first. This is called Earthquake. 8 songs, 9 songs, something like that. Very gateway metal, very radio friendly, very, very progressive, but you don't notice that it's progressive because it flows so well. And then you start to go, what's he playing here? Oh my gosh. This is really technical. Now, this is more radio friendly, more smash the dashboard, 4 or 5 minute songs. The next album that they have is 36 minutes of 3 songs, and it's called Fight or Flight. So get this one first, listen to it 5 times. This is going to be your new favorite CD. Spot.
Okay.
That's what I call him around here. He's called Spot. Quinn, the Mighty Quinn. Spot. What's your pick for this week?
Well, my pick for this week, though I do not have a physical CD for it.
This guy's like one of these new guys. He's never bought a CD.
I don't have a CD collection.
He just downloads crap to his phone, so when he loses his phone, it's all gone. He sucks.
My first initial pick is from this band called Unprocessed. Now they're from this new category of music that's popped up in the recent decade called gent. Now, it's just
is it gent or is it degent? I've heard people say, no, you've got to pronounce the D. It's degent.
It is not degent. It is just gent.
Gent. Well, okay, so Al Joseph, if you know who Al Joseph is, he calls them gentlemen if they're of the groups of gent. So It's not the gentleman. So
Yeah.
I'm going with Al Joseph on this, and it's gent.
Gent.
Done.
I'm a gentleman.
Settled.
So the
Who are these gentlemen?
So these gentlemen from Unprocessed are this group of people that have been working on their craft for like a decade and a half, 2 decades, and their bassist actually started out as a keyboard player in his first years. Now this album actually has.
What's the album called?
The album is called Artificial Void. It was released in 2019.
Okay.
They've had 3 music videos for this album.
So we can find them pretty much anywhere?
You can
find them on YouTube?
You can find them YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music,
Rock and roll.
Pandora. So it is a 12-track album. And
What are we talking? Are we talking very progressive? We talking radio friendly?
It is not necessarily radio friendly, even though there is no explicit lyrics in it.
I'm talking 4-minute, 5-minute songs.
Most of them 4-minute, 5 minutes.
dashboard.
Longest is about 6.
Okay.
So they've got varying.
So we're not into Dream Theater territory where you're going to get an 18-minute song.
Yeah,
and
you're not going to get an 18-minute song with 3 bass solos and 5 guitar solos.
Okay. Cool.
But they have some varying things, like if you know the band Tesseract, they have some songs that are kind of like their songs, and they've got some that are a little slower, a little more melodic. But overall, it's a perfect album.
Okay, next we're going to talk about your curveball of the week. What is the curveball of the week? If you have not heard of Freak Kitchen. Is that right?
Freak Kitchen?
Freak. Like, freak.
Like, I'm going to freak out.
Freak Kitchen.
Freak Kitchen.
These guys are irreverent. They are irreverent with timing. They are irreverent with music. And they are irreverent with vocals, with lyrics. If you want a curveball, Freak Kitchen. If you're sarcastic and you want your music to be as intellectually sarcastic as you are, Freak Kitchen. These guys, very 7-string, very low. Actually, they started with 6-string, but 3 dudes: guitar, bass, drums. Guitarist sings, the bassist sings on a couple of tunes. What's the one? In fact, it's right here. Sloppy. Go on YouTube, listen to the song Sloppy, and you'll get the groove of the song, you'll get the groove of the band, and you'll realize these guys don't do timing like normal people do timing. But it's fun, it's peppy, it's upbeat, you're going to love it. Then you're going to go and Saving Up For. Just type that in with Freak Kitchen. If you're not offended by that, then Freak Kitchen is your band. You're going to start with this one right here, which is Cooking with Pagans. That's the album you get first. Don't get the other ones first. Get this. If you love it, then go to the other albums. This is the starting album for that band. So, Freak Kitchen, that is your curveball of the week. What do you got for us?
Now, I have another band that is way out of the water. Now, their name is called Equipoise. So, it is a technical death metal band, and they started out in 2016, but really came out with their first album in 2019. The album name is called Demiurgus. It's very futuristic, almost. So it features a fretless bassist, Hugo Doyon-Carew, from, if you've ever heard of this band called Beyond Creation. It's a little out of the water, but they started in the early 10s. And they've got styles much like that and some very harsh vocals. Now, it's not necessarily radio friendly, because who in their right mind listening to pop is going to go, I want to listen to some technical death metal. Now, it may not be your cup of tea.
We're talking Total Cookie Monster?
We're talking Total Cookie Monster. We're talking that kind of vocal. But it's perfect. It has some great solos, great melodic stuff. It's got a little bit of flamenco / Spanish guitar influence and some parts like that in it.
We got a techno death metal flamenco. I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
They have a few songs that feature some like flamenco guitar techniques. There's this from other big bands in that genre. The guitarist Phil Tugis. He is big in the scene, and he was featured on that album. He played guitar for one of the for most of the tracks. So, but
Okay.
overall, it's a completely listenable and perfect album.
All right. I remember Bick Scahill, and his big band and how he worked with that. Okay, the last one of the day is going to be Marigold. It's like the flower, but with an A, not M-A-R-I-G-O-L-D. It is M-A-R-A, Marigold. This is not metal. This is blues rock with an amazing singer. Greg Howe is playing guitar, so you're going to hear a lot of jazz influences in his unbelievable freakish shredding on this album. They only came out with one album, probably will only ever have one album. Go and listen to this. It's about 6-8 years old, something like that. If you haven't heard Marigold, you don't have to be a metal dude. Anybody that likes music is going to like Marigold. A lot of shredding on the backside on some of the slower songs, but these are 4-minute just blues rock, pound them down, and then you start to sit there and you play along with them, because you're sitting there and hearing blues rock, and this girl, her voice is like enormous, and she's this skinny blonde thing, Megan Krause, if anybody knows Megan Krause, or if you know Marigold, you know all about it. And then you start to play along and you go, he's doing what? No, it sounds like he's just kind of playing 4 chords, and then you realize those are not chords that any human ever uses in blues rock, because it is Greg Howe, and you realize that it's way more technical than you thought, because just putting it in, you sit down, you listen to it, great music, great songwriting, just a home run all the way around. In fact, I say the Marigold album is the best album of the decade. There it is, I said it. If you have any questions, if you want to add some bands that you want to tell me about, bands that we don't know about, because his phone actually has 2 more gig of space on there. I think enough that you could get one voicemail from my grandmother and record the whole thing on there. But tell us about your favorite bands, or bands that we may not know, because again, I'm sitting here listening to the same 2 AC/DC songs and 3 Led Zeppelin songs, because that's all they'll play for us. Hey, thanks for watching. Keep on rocking.